Hey guys, sorry about that. Let me this. Hey guys. Okay. Okay. Yodel. What's going on, brothers and sisters? Why am I able to hear my stream? I don't want to hear it. What in the world? Oh, that's why. Okay, no more echo. Hello, hello everybody. How we all doing? Technical difficulties. Let's throw up some tunage. Always. Turn our screen back on as well. The thing is, I'm not... Hang on one sec. So first I'm going to throw some music on. And then also... No, that's not right. Dog, my streaming software has been not working correctly. It won't pick up the sound from my computer. Oh, thank you for that. Hola, dude, love the shirt. Oh, thanks, Nature, thank you. Hang on, guys. Dude, I'm fighting against two different things in OBS right now to get everything working. First of all, let's kill that BRB message. Don't need that. Yeah, guys, let's see. Why can't I? So, okay. Display, maybe we'll just do application capture. And we'll do Google Chrome. Okay. I think maybe that's our best setup here. What I had going was like a full screen capture to show you all like my whole computer, but it keeps freezing on me. And so maybe if I just stick to Chrome so that Chrome is really all you see, maybe that'll be, but the thing is though, I want to switch to Safari to use Sora. We'll make it work, we'll make it work. Hey Emperor, how's it going? I'm doing well. How about yourself? All on garlic. Yeah, that was fun last night, the whole garlic thing. That was awesome. Bought a sub to Artless last night and used every token in 5 videos. Yeah, I think Artless has Sora, don't they now? They have support Sora too. I haven't been on Artlist in quite a minute. I used to use it for sound effects and stuff, but I haven't subbed. I haven't been a sub there since they started doing all the video stuff, so that's interesting though. Hang on, let's see why I can't get... Let me try and fix this real quick. So we have... Sorry guys, almost ready for y'all. Audio input, Mac audio capture. What about this? Fuck. Stop it. Ignore. Fuck me. Come on, dude. What's going on here? Oh my god. So annoying. Could not access the specify. Why? Okay. Fucking OBS, dude. Can't fucking deal with this shit. Okay, let's end this. Come on. Oh my god. End. Fuck, dude. So retarded. Okay. Create live. Round 2. Jesus fuck. Public. God damn it. This is such bullshit. Save stream. Awful, absolutely awful. Well, that sucked. know if any of y'all can see me right now. Let's go live. And of course it messed this up, because why wouldn't it? Oh my gosh, okay. Tracking. What are we doing here? Okay. Hey guys. Having some friggin' technical difficulties today. Why is that not streaming? Oh my god, no. Oh boy. Give me a sec, guys. I'm having some issues here. Okay, there's that. There's that. All right, can you all hear me? Am I coming through clearly? Hey, is this a good career financially? In my opinion, it is, because it's what I've chosen to do. I mean, it's not easy. Working for yourself is never easy. But if you're as obsessed with AI as I am, it's fully worth it. And it's, you know, it's not an overnight thing, because nothing in life is. But if you work hard enough at it and you kind of follow along with what I'm trying to impart and teach to folks, then I really do see a roadmap for a lot of people who want to get into it. But you're going to have to really treat it like a full-time job, and even more than a full-time job. If you really want to stand out in this space, at least earlier on, you're going to have to work like constantly at this stuff, building up your page, making better and better content. There's a lot that goes into it, but you know, overall, is it more rewarding than a 9-to-5? Yes, 100,000% it is. Is it easier? No. But that's just life, right? You guys can hear me? Perfect, perfect. Perfection. Okay, let's kind of just rearrange a few things here. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. My streaming software took a dump, unfortunately. But it seems like we're back for now, at least. And why is this frozen again? Max screen capture, application. Oh gosh. Okay, let's remove a few of these items. Guys, for my next stream, I'll definitely try and troubleshoot this ahead of time so that I don't have to subject you to this. I do apologize. Typically this has been working just fine, but today it's everything's kind of breaking down, which is no fun for anybody. But I'll try and like sort it out on like a private stream, see if I can get it working better. Where am I using Sora 2? Totally buying. Oh, nice. Right on. I appreciate that, Jerome. Yeah, so I mean, Sora can be accessed in a number of places. I will show you that in just a second. As soon as I add this, let's see. Oh boy. Okay, that's a big one. Let's shrink that way the frick down. Okay, my goodness. Almost there. I do want to answer your question, Jerome. Just give me a sec. Okay. All right. Transform, arrange horizontal. Whoops. No, that's not what I wanted. Horizontal. Oh boy, okay. So I think we're back. Is it working? Is it working? Perfect. Okay. So where to access Sora besides Sora? There are many different places. I use just a few, but I think Artlist is one of them, as somebody mentioned. FreePick is another valid option to access Sora and make videos with Sora, as you can see here on FreePick. They have different payment options. I'm on Premium Plus as an example, but I think the credits will cost the same, more or less. And so if you come down to the video model drop down here, you will find OpenAI Sora and Sora 2 Pro. So you do have options to choose from outside of Sora. Now, costs will vary, of course, because depending on the platform, how they want to break down price with API usage, that's probably going to vary. But if you can get direct access to the Sora platform or the Sora app, I would think that's probably ideal because it has a lot more features such as Cameo, character creation, remixing. A lot of these features are not present in the API, at least to my knowledge at the moment. So, but just to create like quick videos based off of a prompt, the API is probably just fine. And FreePic is one of those places where you can use the API. Oh, thank you so much, Clouder. Thank you for your very, very kind comment. Hey, sorry, is this a good way to make money? Yes, it can be a good way to make money if you work hard enough at it, if you network like crazy, if you build up your Instagram. All these things kind of eventually coalesce into a money-making, machine, I guess you could say. But you got to kind of like move in multiple directions. You got to try and grow on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, even YouTube. All of these are potential money-making places. So when it comes to working for yourself in this space, you can't just rely on one pillar of income. You really have to spread as far as you can. Ever consider using the API in your own proprietary software? No, I actually have not. Well, I mean, I've thought about like building some kind of a platform, but I haven't really put it to action in any kind of way. But it's definitely a pretty cool idea. I don't know. It seems to make people money. Shit, this is not working again. Man, this is a shame. It's like every 2 minutes, my screen cap of the screen behind me just stops capturing live footage. It just freezes on a frame, and that really sucks. So let's restart once again. Maybe because the cursor, I don't know. Man, that's brutal. Definitely going to troubleshoot that for y'all after the stream, and I do apologize for all the technical stuff. Difficulties, as it were. I have a Higgs field. Is this good to go? Yeah, Higgs field definitely has access to Sora 2. So right here on Higgs field, you can use Sora 2. Oh, they have a Sora 2 enhancer. I don't even know what that is. They do kind of their own thing over here on Higgs field. They have their own like proprietary versions of things and whatnot, with kind of hit or miss results I've found. But I do admire the I guess the exploratory nature. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I think it's interesting what they're trying to do, but they do also just offer base access to these models like Sora 2, Kling 2.5, WAN 2.5, Google VO, and CDance. I mean, a lot of these. So Higgs field is a very good option. I just happen to be using FreePic, which is more or less the same type of website. Kindly tell me about prompt. What would you like to know about prompt, Clavianor? Like how to prompt correctly and the do's and the don'ts and whatnot? I can get into some of that. Cool AI is the new thing around people that don't have technology yet don't know what AI video is. Yeah, I tend to forget like just how new and cutting edge a lot of this stuff is. Like I'm so immersed in this world that I tend to forget that like people of a certain generation and just people in general are not really tapped into what this is. And there's probably a lot of people who are getting fooled, especially on Facebook with some of these videos. Kind of sucks, but yeah, it's crazy to think about. You are handsome. Oh, thank you. Thank you very, very much. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I appreciate it. What kind of content do we generate from Higgs field? Yeah, so Higgs field can do images, it can do videos. It actually, as you can see, actually, can you see? Yes, okay. As you can see, it does a million different things. Sometimes I wonder if it's even too much, but they're definitely hitting it hard with the AI folks. And yeah, I mean, you can create images, edit them as well. Like if you click edit image, let me log in real quick. Kind of just give you a brief little tour, I guess. Not of everything they offer, but of a few things. So like Nano Banana, they were pretty hard on that when that released about a month ago. You can just like upload any old thing and just make an edit to it. And I guess we'll just run a quick little example, but yeah, that's a pretty good one. So if you just drag any old image in, I mean, it's the same experience you would expect from Google Gemini or any of these places where you can use Nano Banana. But let's turn this into an arid desert, you know? And so what I can do is I can generate that. Oh, mask required. What is banana placement? That's interesting. Okay, Nano Banana edit, here we go. So we'll run that. And they probably also have their own editing model, I would imagine. Soul in Paint, I don't know. Well, in any regard. This is just one of the many things it does. You can also make and edit videos, all kinds of different things, guys. They have like the sketch to video option. Can you still see? I'm gonna have to check every couple seconds here to make sure the screen is still capturing because my OBS is acting horrible. Okay, so as you can see here, I am currently trying to edit this image. But you're gonna have to trying to answer the questions as fast as I can here. That could be helpful. I'm working on integrating AI in my projection mapping process. Nice, but not sure where to start. To be honest, something like projection mapping is not really my wheelhouse. Like, I do know of some people who might know how to direct you on stuff like that. Like Sir Spence is a really good one. He would probably have some insight. So maybe I can find him real quick here. Let's see, Sir Spence. Yeah, so a guy like this, and I don't know, don't just go like bombarding folks with messages, but there are some folks in this community who are particularly good at, I guess, projection mapping, live event types of things with Touch Designer. Something I'd like to get better at, but at the moment, it's not really my specialty. Let's see how this came out. Yeah, so that's pretty cool, right? Like, look how dope that is. Also, Klavener, as far as like Sora 2 trendy prompts, yeah, I mean, I definitely go over a lot of that in my course. Oh shoot, I'm covering the text, aren't I? Oh man, okay. I'll show off some like trending Sora videos as well in just a minute here, but there it goes. But yeah, my course definitely dives deeper into like how to craft and analyze and even reproduce trending Sora 2 prompts and videos, the structure of those prompts, kind of like how to lay it out, sometimes how less is more when it comes to prompting, all kinds of different things. Damn, that's really good. Yeah, it's cool, right? Although the one thing is the aspect ratio is not matching. And so let me run this again, but with 9:16 as the ratio. I do like what it's done. It's just not, it wouldn't be usable for me in this example, but yeah, let's give this a shot. Is Higgsfield good? Sorry guys, I'm talking too fast. Is it good for UGC and product related videos? I mean, absolutely, it can be. I don't personally do a lot of product related videos, but there's so many tools now at your disposal for consistent products and characters. And you know, a really good approach for that would be to use a model like this one right here, Nano Banana, to capture like different angles of your product or different scenarios for the product. And then once you have those images in place, then you would come over to like the video tab of Higgsfield and then start animating those videos, animating those images, interpolating between them, transitioning and all of that good stuff. But yeah, you could definitely create a full workflow here just out of Higgsfield as far as achieving that effect. Been trying to get into Sora 2, but no access code for me. Higgsfield gives access to Arduino. Yeah, great question. You definitely do not need an access code to start interacting with Sora 2, and Higgsfield is definitely one of the places to do it. So if you come down, are you still? Okay. So if you come to the video tab and you click Sora 2, it's just one of the many options they offer. It's definitely an option here on Higgsfield. So now that I've selected Sora 2, all you would really need to do is type a prompt. What are these options they have here? Okay. They have so many different like options and presets here. It's sometimes a little confusing, but yeah, you just type your prompt, you type the duration, and as well as the aspect ratio, and then you click generate. And that's really it. But yeah, you can access Sora 2 from FreePic. You can access it from, I think, Korea. I mean, so many of these. Ever since they announced API access a couple weeks ago, all these companies have been adding it to their repertoire, which is really, really a positive thing. Yeah. And so, oh, I'm on Korea. I need to slow down. My brain's kind of fizzing. Where are you learning the prompt engineering? Oh, so like how did I learn how to prompt engineer and like how do I figure out how to do that? Honestly, well, for one thing, through experimentation, just trial and error, just throwing things at the wall, seeing what sticks. But also, definitely, you guys don't be afraid of leaning on tools like ChatGPT or Claude or Grok to help guide you and to basically not only edit your prompts and enhance them, but also to like be your teacher, you know, when it comes to like understanding the anatomy of a prompt and which platform. And also it's true that different platforms they ingest prompts differently from one another. Like for example, Sora 2, I find is a lot better when you write shorter, more, shorter prompts versus longer ones. But that can vary from platform to platform. Some are better at context than others. This is the type of thing you learn through trial and error, through just using these tools constantly and discovering what their pros and cons are. Okay, screen cap, restart capture. Boy, okay. Yeah, so let's like, let me see if there's any like comments coming from elsewhere to my YouTube and Twitch audience. I don't mean to neglect y'all. If there are any of you here, and not too many. Guys, if you want to view a bigger version of what you see right now, please feel free to check out my Twitch and YouTube pages where you can watch this in full screen, like on your TV or wherever. If someone is not affording your course, so tell the exact fish catching process. I mean, I'm giving out the little bits that I can here and there, but like the role of this stream is not to just like tell everybody everything that's in the course. Otherwise, they wouldn't get the course. So hopefully what I am giving to, and I think I'm giving some pretty actionable advice personally on stream here, but I apologize if you don't think it's good enough. But there will be definitely more to dig into in the course. But yeah, things like just, you know, using ChatGPT to enhance your prompts, to understand why a prompt isn't working. Also for like prompts that get rejected from Sora, which is quite common if you've used it at all. You know, you can use something like Chat to get around that censor in a way that is within guidelines. But yeah, some of these are pretty cool. This is one way, by the way, you guys, to kind of like better understand what's trending and what people are into. It's on the Sora, like if you come to the Sora website and you click this drop down up here and you choose top, it lets you browse through some of the latest trending videos on Sora. Now, this isn't directly an indication of what would be viral on Instagram or TikTok or elsewhere, but it is a strong indicator of just what people find viral, at least on here. And so I think it's like a really good place, at the very least, to just like kind of study and understand some viral ideas. Like, look at that. That's pretty funny. I could see that doing pretty good numbers on Instagram, you know? I don't know, but they all have a certain something that makes you detect that it's AI, like a type of filter that has a black line in the outlines. I don't know if I'm explaining. Let me see what your earlier question was, John. Or maybe that was your question. Hang on. So, okay. I don't know, but they all have a certain something that makes you detect that it's AI. I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say or explain there, John. You might have to rephrase it. Is there any master prompt agents for understanding prompts? Master prompt agents. I mean, you might be able to find like a custom GPT on like the ChatGPT website that specializes in prompt understanding and writing correct prompts. So like, I mean, we can kind of look together here. So like maybe we'll just type prompt in the GPTs, see what comes up, right? Prompt engineer, there you go. So let's see what this is. Generate superior, can you guys still see what I see? Yeah. Generate superior ChatGPT prompts or improve your existing prompts. Perfect, here you go. Now it doesn't, it has a decent enough rating. It's not a perfect 5-star, but it might be something worth, interfacing with. This is something I would highly recommend, guys, just like finding stuff like this and having a conversation, trying to understand why your prompt is failing or why it's just not giving you what you want. Now, I haven't used this GPT personally, but it seems like a pretty good starting point. Hey, hello, Atena, how are you? All right, so. What should I do? There's so many. I get so wrapped up in the Q&A that sometimes I forget what I'm going to be making. But it's okay. In ChatGPT 5, yeah, I mean, it seems like it's defaulting to 4.0, but I would recommend changing it to 5, yeah. Just click auto for model right here and it should choose 5. I do still use 4.0 for certain prompt related tasks. I haven't like fully detected if one is better than the other at like writing prompts specifically, but definitely, Chat 5 is probably your best option. Alrighty. So let's kind of like explore what I was working on before. What I'm trying to do here, oh, great, it's not streaming again. Okay, there we go. So right here, I was playing a little bit earlier with Comfy UI, which is a node-based open source program for using AI. What I've basically been trying to do is kind of take this video. It's kind of like A plus B equals C, right? It's like taking this video, changing up the first frame so that it's like this Reese's cup type of thing, and then getting a final result of you kind of more or less combining the two. But I'm not super thrilled on this result. I'm trying to get it more in the direction of the Reese's cup, but that's kind of the idea of what I'm playing with here. What is core thing in making AI videos? The core thing in making, do you mean like what's the most important thing overall, like when it comes to making an AI video? Well, first of all, it depends on exactly what you're making the video for. Are you trying to go viral on social media? Or do you have like a music production company? You're trying to do a music video for somebody? There's so many different use cases. So that's probably the first step, is deciding what are you making the video for? Because depending on the answer to that, you're going to be using a different set of tools. But I think intentionality is also very important. Which software do I use here? This software is called Comfy UI. Comfy UI. Comfy as in comfortable, UI as in user interface. Comfy UI. I want to see if I can get a better result out of this. So let's bump this up quite a ways. I don't think this is going to end up working. It's not giving me the result I want at all. This one's kind of cool though, as you can see right here. This kind of gives you a better idea of what's possible, like A plus B equals C. So yeah, kind of cool. In the viral side. Oh, so you mean as far as making viral videos, what's most important? I mean, the most important thing for going viral is like having a good understanding of what's currently trending. And the answer to that changes like on a nearly daily basis. So you kind of have to be chronically online and tapped into Instagram to really see what, as well as the accounts that are going viral with some regularity, to kind of like study their page and see like which videos are the ones that are blowing up versus others, and trying to understand like what's the viral essence of that. And that's not exactly a scientific answer, but it's like the more that you see these viral videos and make some of your own, the more you start to understand, oh, this is the thing that made it go viral. Like the first couple of seconds is like it really hooked the audience, right? It was like this very unexpected, unique quality in an otherwise very normal scenario. Things like that. Things that kind of get a reaction out of you are a pretty strong indicator of what's probably going to get a good reaction out of other people. I think that's a pretty salient piece of advice. Sorry, Varunam, I'm not really exchanging context in stream right now. Okay, so is this gonna, okay, so actually this might turn out better now. Here we go. So what I've done here, because I'm not a huge fan of this result, it still looks a little too much like the original video. Oh, you can't see it. It stopped streaming. Oh my God, OBS. Okay, screen cap. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Okay, cool. So this is looking a little better now. I played with some of the weights, as they're called, the settings for translating the video information into the final result. I basically played with those numbers, and in doing so, I was able to get more of the image reference to bleed through, such as like this Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. So now it's definitely further in the direction of what I would want personally. In fact, let's go even higher with that. Let's go up to like 0.7 and 0.9. Let's see what that gives us. Oh, happy birthday, Tom Pat. Happy birthday. But the reality is not about viral, it's about originality. Is that the idea of art? I mean, yeah, so like it kind of, it's, first of all, going viral, it's kind of a game of luck in the end. Because like when you make it all about the art, it also depends on the period when you're posting. Because last year I was posting much more artsy kinds of things that were more core to, I guess, myself, like the weird abstract psychedelic pieces, and those were going viral a lot more commonly. But now that later this year, that's definitely not the case anymore. It's kind of, at least from my perspective, the things going viral are a lot more blunt and kind of like raw in a sense. It's hard to explain, but I think it's a good piece of advice though to basically make art first and foremost and then hope it goes viral after the fact. Hang on, this is not doing this again. Restart. Oh man, OBS. Maybe I should reinstall OBS after the stream. All right, so let's run that. Let's see if that does any better. What am I doing in Comfy at the moment? Well, first of all, I'm getting it to see if, trying to see if it'll even run. But I'll answer your question in just a second. Let me restart this. I'm playing with Comfy in the Cloud, which is like a new offering from Comfy UI, which allows you to basically hop right into a workflow with pretty much no setup, which is really cool. I just said which is like 5 times in a row, didn't I? But the idea is that you can run a deployment pretty quickly, but it's gonna have to like load the models on the fly, which kind of slows things down a little bit. But it's been cool so far. I'm like pretty pleased with the performance. The convenience, I think, is the best thing. See, look, it says waiting for a machine. So it really runs as you want it to run, so it saves on cost and things like that. Have you upskilled the image or video with Higgsfield or using Topaz? I think Topaz integrated. Yeah, I think Topaz probably is integrated with Higgsfield. I will say that FreePic here, FreePic does have Topaz built in as well. So if you go to like the video upscaler tab of FreePic right here, /video upscaler. Why are all these blocked at? That's weird. Yeah, Topaz is built into FreePic, so I assume it's probably built into Higgsfield as well. I just don't use it for that. But yeah, Topaz is definitely one of my main upscalers for sure. I also like using other things like WAN 2.2 for upscaling, which is not really something I'm going to get into in the scope of this stream, but definitely a rabbit hole I would encourage you all to explore. If you want like really detailed creative upscaling, WAN is a really interesting place to explore those possibilities. Bruno says, ha ha ha, yes. How much experience in this field? How much experience do I have in this field? I don't know how to quantify that. I think I have a lot of experience, as much as anyone can have anyway, in the world of AI, since it's all that I do. But I mean, I don't know. You tell me, do I seem experienced? What model am I using now? Good question. Hang on, is my stream still capturing? Yes, it is. Yeah, guys, I have to like constantly reopen OBS just to make sure my screen is getting captured because it freezes every 2 seconds. Very fun. But yeah, the model I'm using right now in Comfy is WAN 2.2 Fun Control, high noise and low noise. This is a default workflow that you can actually find pretty easily if you just come up to templates and then you search for WAN Fun. Actually, let me see, is this still capturing? Yeah. Okay, so if you search for WAN Fun, you will find, oh, they changed the thumbnail. It's different. But yeah, it would just be one of these right here. WAN 2.2 5B Fun Control or Fun in Paint. I'm using the Fun Control one. So that's what this workflow is right here. Oh, now we're talking. Now we're getting somewhere good. Check that out, guys. So I would consider this a much stronger result than the ones I was getting. Like how much years? How many years? I've been doing generative AI since like 2022, so about 3 years now, more or less. But I was a graphic designer for like 20 years before that, so I've always been on the computer making stuff. I was a web developer as well, kind of played those two roles. So messing with computers has always been like a very deep part of my life. But yeah, ever since generative AI really blew up, like 3 or 4 years ago with ChatGPT, Midjourney, I've like been obsessed, and it's just been my world. So this is pretty cool looking. I really wish stuff like this would, like stuff like this sometimes goes viral, but like generally speaking, it's a little too abstract, I think, for a lot of audiences on Instagram. But boy, do I love making stuff like this, you know? It's just so weird to look at. Like, isn't that weird? Look at that. I love it. And there it goes again. Okay, restore capture. Hey, hey, hey. Anything from Twitch or YouTube? Hey, Creature, nice to see you back here on Twitch. What do you use this node style editor for? Direct use of AI models or just rendering and editing? That's a really good question. And honestly, I use this node software, Comfy UI. I use it for a lot of things. Mainly these days, I use it for like upscaling. I do have an upscaling workflow that I can only access in Comfy UI. Let me see if I can like throw that on for you right here. I won't be able to use it here because of this particular deployment, but I can at least show you the workflow. It's gonna miss a few nodes and stuff, but yeah, this right here is more or less what I use Comfy for the most. It's just, yeah, it's an upscaling workflow. You start by uploading your video here, you know, typing the prompt to give it some guidance as far as what it's upscaling. And then you play with some values to increase or decrease, like how dramatic of an upscale it is, and things like that. Yeah, that's kind of more or less. And then of course I use it for things like this crazy A plus B equals C stuff. I like to call it A plus B equals C because that's basically what this is. But the actual name for this is WAN Fun Control. But it's a lot of fun to use. So. By the way, I'd love if you make a Comfy course. I'm in, man. Thank you. Yeah, I've been definitely thinking of making a Comfy course. In fact, I've started making Comfy courses in the past, but these tools kind of just move at such a breakneck pace that I kind of get distracted and I start working on something else. But I do really want to sit down and finish a Comfy course. I think it would help a lot of people. So I'll take that into consideration for sure. Let me read what else that you said. Hang on. Yo, what's up? I have a question. I subscribed to FreePic today. Nice. And in trying to generate image to video horror scenes with 2000s camera quality, what image quality do you recommend? Okay, so let me understand the question. So you signed up for FreePic, you're trying to make images that are in the style of like a 2000s video horror scene. with that type of quality. What image quality do you recommend? That's a really interesting question. So like, I guess the way I would approach it, and let me make sure it's still capturing. Okay. So like, first of all, to get like the right prompt for that, there's a number of ways you could approach this. The first way is I would probably come to ChatGPT and literally just say, um, my first step would be I'd want to create, just to get some kind of image that represents the look that I'm after. Maybe it's not the final image, but just as a style reference, I would want to create that initial image. And so what I'd probably say here with chat is, I want to create an image, or I need a prompt for an image that will make me something that looks like it was captured in a early 2000s era horror movie or horror footage. You can see how I just spoke with chat. It was a very loose, kind of like not formal way of making my request, but it's good enough as far as chat 5 is concerned. So just gonna send that in. Gonna take whatever it gives back to me, paste that into FreePic. So let me get ready here on FreePic. Well, first I'm gonna copy the prompt it gives me. So let's copy that. So back on FreePic, we're on the image tab, right? We're going to choose, I personally really like Seedream 4, 4K. By far, it's like the best all-around image model that I'm currently using, both for editing as well as creating fresh imagery. So I'll choose that. I'm gonna paste in the prompt I was just given. And there are options for like style, character, etc. I'm not gonna touch any of those. I'm just gonna go with the prompt. I'll leave the AI prompt enhance on for the first couple, and then for the next couple, I'll turn it off, just for variety. So I'll click generate. I will uncheck for the subsequent 2, then I'll click generate again. And now we're gonna get 4 really interesting results to look at. So now let's kind of see what we end up getting. Oh, I'm sorry, my question is, what image model do you recommend? Oh yeah, so Seedream 4 is definitely my top recommendation for image model. And I can try some others too if we don't end up loving these results, but these are kind of interesting. You know, also maybe for something like this, Midjourney would be a good option. Unfortunately, I don't think Midjourney is something that they offer through API. I am curious though, really quickly, if I paste this prompt into Midjourney. I know that's not really helpful to you because you just signed up for FreePic, but I am curious. Let's see what Midjourney gives us. But there are other models obviously to play with as well. You know, and honestly though, the best way you're gonna get the image that you want, in my opinion, is by finding an image that already looks the way you want it to look as like a style reference, and then to use that as your reference, like in this creation process. So like, maybe what I will do, so here's what Midjourney just made for us. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Actually, really cool. These are pretty dope. But what you can do is, like, for example, say that I really like the result of this. Say that you just find an image anywhere online. It doesn't have to be Midjourney, but you find the image you like, you want an image in that style. What you can do is you can come back to FreePic, Seedream 4. You can take the image you just downloaded, drag that on in, and I mean, you can really just start by saying, I want an image similar in this style. Let's just see what that gives us to begin with. But you can use, yeah, you can upload images, multiple images into Seedream and use that as your input. Oh, you're very welcome, Emilio, yeah. Midjourney now integrates with Meta. That's correct, yeah, good observation, yeah. I don't use Meta that often. I think, what is it, Meta.ai now? That's true, they have like a pretty close partnership with Midjourney now. I'm just so used to using the Midjourney website that I just go there. Bro, are you taking this into business side, or you just do it by yourself, like as a leader? I mean, honestly, both. Like, this is my business through and through, you know, and I treat it as such. Meta is everywhere. Yes, Meta is everywhere. Like, if you use Messenger, I don't know, like, you can make images in Messenger with Meta. I don't know if that taps into Midjourney on the back end. That would be interesting, but yeah, so check this out. Perfect. So we're back here on FreePic, and these most recent 2, did a really good job, actually, in my opinion. So what I did here as a recap, I uploaded the image that I liked the style of. I simply typed, I want an image similar in this style. And then I let it rip, you know. I didn't activate the AI enhancement button. I just left that set to off. But yeah, I just sent this as a prompt. And honestly, guys, can you still see what I see? No, you can't. Okay, there we go. So yeah, here we go. Yeah, so now I have my very own images that are in the style of what I liked without outright ripping it off, you know, a pretty good medium. And these are like really high res too. One of the great things about Seedream 4 is like it does 4K natively. So like look how detailed these are. It's insane. Look how much I can just zoom in without having to upscale this ahead of time. Really cool stuff. Just seeing Midjourney. Yeah, sorry about that, Frank. It should be updated now. I don't know why. I can't wait to troubleshoot this after the stream because that's really annoying me, the fact that my screen cap keeps freezing. Brother, man, that's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty fun, right? It's cool what's possible now with these models. And honestly, we can just do this with any old thing. I mean, not to outright advocate for like copying people's style and ripping them off in a sense, but like as far as like a loose reference, like this is a good way to go about that. So like I really like this picture. Like this is really cool looking. Let's try and do the same prompt we just did on Seedream, but with this image instead. So we'll run that. And let's see what that gives us. And it's pretty fast too. That's another thing about Seedream. It's a very fast image generator. All right, so, oh my God, I have so many windows open. Where was I? I was right here. Dope. Okay, so unfortunately, it kind of just basically created the same exact image for us, which is not ideal. I think a good use case for this, though, would be because we really like this style, right? Or at least I do. So what I want to do is ideally apply this style to something of my own. And so we can do that. That's probably one of the best use cases for Seedream. So let's try that out. Let's find any old image, really. Hey, let's just do roasted garlic from last night. So we'll drag that in. So now we have two images as our inputs, right? We have image one, which is this cool thing right here. And then image two, which is the garlic. And so what I'm going to type is I'm going to say restyle at image two, just to reference it. Restyle at image two in the style of at image one. And we're simply going to submit that, see what we get. Seedream or Midjourney recommended best one. I would recommend them for different things. I think they're both the best at different things. I don't think there's one all-around best. I think Midjourney still takes the crown when it comes to artistic style, really. Like just the artistic merit of some of these is pretty unmatched. Like Midjourney is just, it's breathtaking. Like look at just on a raw visual level, it's just really pretty to look at, very pretty. But as far as versatility, as far as editing images or creating new images that are high definition, Seedream is very, very good at that. It, like I said, it creates things in a native 4K, which is great, saves you a step for upscaling. But it's also great for editing images. Like, look at that. That's so cool. That's pretty close to what I had asked for, in my opinion. Like, it took that like paper mache type of style that was present here, and it just plopped it right on top of the garlic image. Pretty cool, honestly. But yeah, I would say for use cases like this, Seedream is, I don't even think Midjourney can do something like this. Like this is not possible in Midjourney. So they're two very different models, honestly. No, I've not used HeyGen AI. I think I used it once or twice like last year, but I haven't really touched it recently. But yeah, gotta reset this once again. Having to restart capture every 2 minutes. in OBS screen record, it freezes. Okay, let me just, for my own sanity here, display capture randomly freezes during streaming. Only if it is, okay. Use game capture to capture games, only have one type of display game capture in a scene. If you have multiple, oh. So multiple display captures might be what's causing my issue here. Let me see if that's true. We have video capture and media source. Maybe if we just clean this up a bit. Whatever, I'll deal with it later. Anyways, my boy says Militar. You gotta see my gross ass Carl. Yes, maybe. Have I go for AI tools like in business marketing? I'm not quite sure what the question is. It's hard to understand your English. I apologize. Let me see if I understand the question. Are you asking if, like, have I used AI tools in other areas such as business marketing and coding? I think that might be what you're asking. I apologize. But yes, the answer is yes. I've definitely used AI for other things, like coding, vibe coding as it's called. I've definitely played around with other things outside of just making art. I haven't used it like too seriously. Like I haven't built full-fledged websites and deployed them, but I have tinkered with it. I've kind of toyed around with it, but not in a really deep sense. I think it's amazing though what some of these vibe coding tools are doing now, like with Claude and everything. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, that's so clever. I love that. That's hilarious. Wacky inflatable arm, man. Hey, check this out, you guys, by the way. This is kind of a quick little prompt anatomy here. Like, this is a brilliant video. Look how they've prompted it, though. Let me copy and paste their prompt so we can kind of examine it a bit closer. Let's paste it right here. So, yeah, that's not good enough. Let's open a new document. Paste it in. What is this? Why can't I see the text? The hell? That was weird. All right, so this is pretty cool, right? Look how this person has prompted their Sora video. Hopefully someone will find this kind of useful, but they've prompted it specifically down to the timestamps, which is pretty interesting. So they've written it kind of like from 0 to 5 seconds, scene 1, a peaceful walled city, stretches under gray skies, birds scatter, etc. But yeah, the point here really is the fact that they've broken it down by timestamp, which you don't see very often, and it's definitely one of many ways to prompt in Sora. You can also prompt in Sora and others by using JSON, if JSON is a format that you prefer. If you really want to get granular with the details, that tends to be a format that these models will allow. Yeah, just many different ways to prompt for a video, guys. I make website in just minutes with AI. Yeah, and honestly, I've been thinking of maybe employing AI to redo my personal website, which definitely needs a refresh. But yeah, I was thinking of vibe coding that. Posted my garlic on my page if you're curious. Yeah, I don't know if I'll show it right now on stream, but well, I mean, sure, you know, I guess we can, as long as it's like safe for work, I guess. Then again, that's not. The Jerome Taylor. Let's see if we can find you, bud. Am I not spelling it right? I'm not. All right. Oh, it's private. I think you're going to have to accept my follow for me to view it. Okay. I'm probably going to wind down here in a little bit, though, folks. Coming up on the hour in about 10 minutes from now. And let's freaking restart capture. Okay. But yeah, this is pretty cool too, right? Let's try a different result for this, I think. What is this and why are you on my page? I literally have no idea why I'm on your page. I love when people come in here and they ask, like, why are you here? Like, why do you exist? Like, brother, I didn't do anything. The Instagram algorithm just happened to recommend me to you. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. If I may, do you use Facebook? I do use Facebook for sure. Yeah, I post the stuff on here as well. So if you go to Facebook/@AIIscursed, let's see, is this how you spell it? AI.is.cursed. Oh, that's not me. That's a knockoff page. Interesting. I think I'm going to have to report that page. But here, let me see if I can find my page for you. AI is cursed. Where are you at? Where are you at? Why am I struggling here? Okay, well, I am logged in anyway, so. But yeah, this is my page. I think it's in my link tree if you go to my account on my Instagram. What's the URL for this? Now I'm curious. How do you fucking share this stuff? Edit, advertise. That's annoying. I don't know why I can't find my, okay. Hang on guys, let me see if I can find my Facebook. What the hell? And I'll do it later. I don't feel like it right now. For image gen, ChatGPT versus Gemini, which is best? Honestly, I think at this stage, Gemini is probably the best because it has Nano Banana, and Nano Banana is like leagues beyond ChatGPT at the moment, in my opinion. I think Gemini is probably your best bet there. Okay, so let's try something else here, shall we? Ooh, that's kind of cool. Oh no, the gummy bear, I like that a lot. Let's take this prompt here, let's paste it in to here, and we'll save the image as well. So let's try and see what this gives us. Cool. Okay, is it gonna run? Evidently not. Okay, see if that works. Where do you get the course for making these kinds of stuff? Like, how did I learn? Like, where did I get the courses to learn what I know? I mean, honestly, YouTube is one of the better places that I've gone to learn a lot of this, but also it's just been me experimenting, to be honest with you. But there are some good courses on using Comfy UI to be found on the internet, like YouTube and places like that, in Gumroad, various locations. But I would start by just searching YouTube for getting started with Comfy UI. There's some pretty decent beginner courses on there. I do want to put out a Comfy UI course though at some point. I just haven't got around to it yet. Sora 2 or Veo 3.1, which is best? Again, just like any of these, it's hard to say which one is all around the best. They're good at different things. So I think Veo 3.1, for one thing, Veo 3.1 offers features that Sora doesn't, such as like first and last frame transitioning. which can be very useful. I think, though, for creating quick, hot, viral clips, Sora 2 is probably the winner. At just like churning out really believable, quickly hookish viral clips. It's probably the best for that. But I think resolution-wise and stuff like that, VO3 would be better. So again, these are the kinds of things you kind of discover the more that you use these constantly. But that's been my observation between those two. Like, you don't need to go to Harvard. No, you don't need to go to Harvard. Not to do what I do. I didn't go to Harvard. I think you just got to do it. You just got to start. You just got to find a way to be obsessed with it. That's really, really important. Find the joy in it. Find the fun. Because if you don't find any of it fun, I guarantee you're not going to stick with it. That's probably the most important thing, is finding it to be fun. Like, to me, this to me is like a video game. I don't view what I'm doing right now as like my job. I'm literally enjoying it. And so I don't think that's trivial. Oh, that's weird. Look at that. That's bizarre. It's so bizarre. Let's bump these up even further. 0.8, 0.95. Let's keep pushing it. But yeah, guys, if you want to find out about how I specifically prompt for some of my Sora videos, as well as other viral ones, and how I go about prompting, all this kind of stuff, as well as just the general psychology of going viral on social media, not just on Sora, or not just with Sora. That is something you'd be able to find in my course, which I just released last week, and I worked very, very hard on it. You can find a link for it in my bio on my page. Just tap the app. Find the link at the top, and I'm getting tired. But yeah, I hope that you've gotten a lot out of this stream. It's kind of just a little taste of what you get in the course, as well as what you don't get in the course, just my general workflow and kind of what I do. Just followed you on Facebook. Nice, thank you, Nature. I don't know why I'm struggling to find the URL for my freaking Facebook page. I'm like losing my mind here. I thought it was /AI is cursed, because that's the name of my page, but I might not have like set up a specific unique URL. It might just be a random string of characters. It's kind of bugging me though, to be honest with y'all. Why am I struggling here? Edit. Okay. Is it this shit? Really annoying me. Okay, so have you go for funding? Oh, how do I go about funding my business? Well, I don't have like any like investors really. I kind of just make money in various ways, and I put that back into the business. You know, I make money through content creation, mainly on Instagram, on YouTube. I get paid based off of views and things like that, but I also have clients that I do commission work for. So in the various ways that I make my income, I then put it back into the business, back into these tools, and it's kind of just like a self-sustaining thing. All right. Oh, wait, is this? Ah, here it is. AI dash is dash curse. Oh, what the hell? That's weird. Ugh. Okay, well, whatever. I found the link for it, guys. It was on my link tree, but it's a really weird URL. Anyways, not that anyone was wondering. Okay. So, yeah. You don't need investors, you just need to go with Bootstrap. Yeah, I agree 100%. I've never had any investors in this stuff, you know? Like, I just decided one day I really wanted to go for it, and it was a big risk, let me tell you. All of this stuff was super risky, especially making it your full-time job. That's always going to be risky. But I just felt like it was the right time to do it. I was kind of tired of the 9 to 5, the jobs that I've had in the past, and this was calling to me. I just became obsessed with AI, so I figured why not turn it into a career. Oh, that's pretty. How about we close it out with some Grok videos? If you guys have ever used Grok Imagine, which came out a few weeks ago, it's a really good video generator, which is fast and quite intelligent. Especially if you just upload an image unprompted, it gives you like a pretty good video to work with. Hang on, is this capturing? Yeah. How many team members do you have? I mean, it's just kind of my own operation, you know? I don't really have like a team yet per se. I have people I rely on and people I come to for certain things that I need advice for or their services, but like it's kind of a one-man operation in many ways. That's pretty. Look at this. That's beautiful. So like what I could do is I could just download this result, bring it into like Sora. So like, let me go to Sora 1. Sora 1's really cool. People are probably gonna sleep on Sora 1 now that Sora 2 is out, but Sora 1 still does some really unique things. And one of those things is looping your videos, which I'm going to do in a second here. Restart capture. So now that I've uploaded it, I'm going to loop it. Sora and Kling models on Comfy. I think Kling is on Comfy. I know that Sora 2 can be used on Comfy, yes. With one of their API nodes. You got to use their API nodes. But it does cost credits, just like with any of the API services. But if you prefer the environment of Comfy UI, you can technically use Sora inside of it, which is pretty cool. All right, so we're running a few different loops on this little fountain here. Man, look at that, by the way. That's something I made last night. That's trippy. Super trippy. Input capture. The number of tools and the name of the tools. I mean, that's a pretty exhaustive list, honestly. There's so many different tools that I use and stuff, and I'm kind of closing out the stream in a minute. But I mean, the ones that you've seen here on stream today are some of my bigger hitters, some of the ones that I use pretty often. And you know, things like One and Comfy UI are pretty big ones. And then there's different models inside of those that I use as well, but hang on one second. These are all kind of the same. That's kind of cool. Interesting. So now we have a perfect loop of this. It's not my favorite loop, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting. All right, guys, I'm gonna cap it here. But I've appreciated having y'all. I hope that you got something out of this. I appreciate all the questions and the interest in the course and my work and any of this. It really does mean a lot to me. Thank you. Just as one final little plug, because you know that's kind of what I do. I have a new course out on how to use Sora 2 correctly, at least in the way that I've gone viral with it, as far as how to prompt and understand the do's and the don'ts of prompting, going viral, things like that. I have a new course, and the link for that is in my Instagram bio. And so if you're so inclined, I would love the support, but if not, that's cool too. Happy to have you here regardless, and I hope that you've learned something interesting. And I hope you have had fun. All right, guys. I'll catch you later. Thank you so much. Peace.